guys, what's up? 8byte Brian here, and I just wanted to say thank you, as many of you have probably noticed recently, that I just broke 300 subscribers. So thank you so much for supporting and retweeting my channel and all my toy and comic book videos that I do each week. Because as you know, I'm not your normal Let's Play channel where I just, put up Let's Play videos. My videos have a little bit more work and content behind them. So definitely different than most other channels, I'd like to say. I think that's what makes me different. So definitely want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. Can't wait to see you guys at 400 subscribers. So now, with no further ado, I know a room tour was promised. So let's go, and I'll give you guys a tour of my room and all my cool stuff that I have. Let's go. All right, here we go. So this is where all the magic takes place. First, appropriately enough, I'll show you guys where I do my work at. This is my computer station, and this is where I record and edit all my videos. I have tons of Star Wars figurines from the 70s, Voltron stuff, E.T., Ultraman, X-Men, Sesame Street. This is one of my very favorite Voltron figures. It's the Vehicle Force Rubber Dayrugger Voltron that I got, I think, for my 8th birthday when I was a kid, and was one of my very, very favorite toys ever. Got more Transformers down here. This little Yoda I've had since I was in high school. He's really cool. He always looks kind of sad, though. You can see in the back there I have my 3.5 floppy disks, my controller, more X-Men, and never a shortage of licensed glasses. Got the Flash and Empire Strikes Back with Lando Calrissian. And here I have a Atari 800 XL. I have this on my computer desk because this was the very first computer and gaming system that me and my family ever owned. This isn't the same one, but this is the first video game I ever played on here. I played Pac-Man, although I don't have that in there now. I do have it. And it just really brings back a lot of cool memories. It was a really big pain to hook up, but this is where my fascination with video games and computers all began. It all started here with the 800 XL. And this is even one of the ones that has a tape cassette model, to where you can write and record programs to cassette. So I just really like old computers and find them really fascinating. Alright, up here you can see I got my little Mario and Bowser Nintendo stickers and doodads everywhere. And here's all my Star Wars stuff. My Millennium Falcon. Most of my Star Wars figures. I have some of the Transformer decoy erasers. This is Snarl, I think. Vader, Bosk, Yoda, and my Transformers. I have just about over 100 Transformers. They're expensive to collect, and I have a few that I actually kept ever since I was a kid. There's Trypticon. Me smash Metroplex. Yeah, that's his Pounce here, this weird guy. He's a G2. I think he's a Target Masters. Just really, really bizarre. Sinner Twin, he's one of my favorites. One of the Terracons. And of course, as you guys remember, Slugfest and Overkill, Swindle, Rumble, one of my very, very favorites. Cosmos, who I always thought was a goofball. One of the Piranacons, that's not a C-Con, as a lot of people would get confused. Megatron, I have him complete with a full stock and barrel, and even his other weapon that he uses. Jetfire or Skyfire, whatever is your pleasure. Devastator. Nothing defeats the Devastator. Nothing! And then we have Buzzsaw and his pal Sneaky Beak. Laserbeak, but I like to call him Sneaky Beak because he's a little sneak. And the Grimlocks say Transformers collection look great today. And Snarl, Warpath, Gears, Perceptor, Blaster, Computron, Superion. I've only got 3 combiners. And then I've got a lot of my favorite comics back here. This Justice League back in the corner. That's a comic that I actually had since I was a kid. That's Annual Justice League #1. Star Wars comics. Transformers comics when the Dinobots made their first appearance in Marvel. Devastator. Behind here you have Shockwave and Megatron battling, kind of hard to see. And I have a boxed Wampa from my Star Wars collection, as well as a sealed Nikto, who was with Jabba's palace. One of my many lightsabers. I got Vader's lightsaber there. And I have a huge collection of these mirrored wood grain rock and roll mirrors of Journey, Don't Stop Believing, and Judas Priest, Led Zeppelin. That's just a few of them. I have this big, I believe 1982 Star Wars Luke Skywalker cutout, who stands behind there. You can hear my dog in the background. I also have this really interesting lightsaber I'll try to get out here. Don't know how this is going to work. It's pretty well jammed in there. But let me see if I can move this. Yeah, it actually, like, it makes noise when you move it through, like, the wind. And it's just really cool. Like, it's huge. I mean, the whole thing's probably like 6 feet. These are some of my more rare Atari games here with some manuals. It's Donkey Kong Country, but Centipede manual, just really common manuals that I pick up. The infamous E.T., but I love Atari. Got Hero, Tapper, Spy Hunter, Pitfall 2, Pengo, Porky's, Gremlins, Tax Avoiders, which is weird. And I got my Vectrex here, which this has the spike overlay on the front of it, and it works great. Titan Sports Hulk Hogan wrestler, which I think this might actually be mine that I found somewhere. I found it at a South Jersey flea market, so it's always weird. I find a lot of my stuff since my house was sold. And I still remember exactly how my stuff looks. Like, I have a pretty photographic memory, so that's why I'm pretty certain about stuff. This crazy candle I found called the Banana Splits, of like this cartoon show back in the 60s, which is just wild. Like, that thing is a psychedelic nightmare. Game Boy Pocket. Got a whole bunch of comics. Got more comics than I know what to do with. This is a very small portion of them. Don't want to knock them all over here. Captain Atom, Daredevil, Secret Wars, Human Torch, more Daredevil, Old Amazing Spider-Man. And also down here, I like to collect older robot toys. I don't remember this guy's name, but he spins around and flashes. That's a Roby Jr. They're really hard to find. They talk, and he's fully functional. Still works great, and I'd like to do a review on him one day. I got some Mask toys here. And of course, this is my wall where I do my podcast at. So all of my posters, the Transformers the movie poster, video game posters from Nintendo Power, Battletoads, Bart the Space Mutant, Skate or Die, Dracula's Curse, the Nintendo comics, Super Mario Brothers, which are pretty hard to find. An actual Super Cobra arcade marquee, the Penguin Place room sign, got a couple of those. And I believe that's Kid Nicky or Double Dragon. I'm not sure who that is. And of course we got Mario. And this is Mega Man from the X series. Looking really nice. Alright, now let's check out all the stuff I got in my closet, which is an unbelievable amount of stuff. First things first, board games, which they go just crazy, like as far as the eye can see, not even counting what I have in the basement. Centurions, Popeyes, Centipede, Grape Escape, Heroes Quest, Thundercats 3D Color Forms, Pass the Trash, Omega Virus, Dizzy Dizzy Dinosaur, some Magic Shot Arcade, older toy, Light Bright. Oh, this is neat. I found this. Hope I don't knock anything over, but this is a part of a 80s Thundercat playset. That's Lion-O's Claw. Really hard to get the whole set complete with the Sword of Omens. And then here, this is where I keep all my video games in these giant totes. I have like over 9 drawers in that one alone. And then I have other little miscellaneous stuff up here, like my Ratfink toys, my Star Wars cups that I did a review on, which I think are really awesome. Thank you to my good pal Scott, who are hooking me up with them on a great deal. My Atari lunchbox, which is so cool, it's beyond words. Masters of the Universe collector's case, more Atari stuff. Voltron thermos, Bespin Cloud car, and these I picked up, also toys that I believe I used to own. This is Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and Yoda's Planet of Dagobah, which you can actually fold down. And it was, I believe this was a Power of the Force and Micro Machines line, where you can actually spin this around and see if it works. And it can rotate around, and they did a whole series like Coruscant and Tatooine of different planets in the Star Wars movie series. Getting it back open's pretty tricky here. Alright, screw it, I'll just leave it like that for now. And over here, well, aside from this hoodie, which shouldn't be here, this is where I keep a lot of my other game stuff. I have like 2 huge totes of stuff down here. Controllers, my Complete in Box Odyssey. I have the complete Commodore 64. Thank you, Japanese Nintendo Power, for getting in the way. Coloring books, Voltron Paint by Number, Nintendo Zelda and Sticker Fun, and I have it here. This is one of my most prized possessions here. This is the Game Boy that I had ever since I was a kid, and I have about 5 or 6 of the games that I've had ever since I was a kid. I've kept this ever since it came out in 1989. So that's very important to me. Even the battery back is original. This is 100% original. Playing Double Dragon on that. Not too bad for the Game Boy. So as you can see, I have video games absolutely everywhere, just to give you guys a small taste. Probably about 100 per drawer, so this is all NES stuff, Boxed Ultimate Stuntman. Ooh, that sounded like that was going to fall. These weird mini Aladdin carts. These are really super rare. I have the adapter for that as well. Actually, that's right here. That's what they go in. They go in this crazy adapter to where, I can hold this for a second, you pop the game out. Pop the game out. And then you could buy Aladdin games, and you could just switch them out. And just use them to bypass your lockout chip and buy games directly from Aladdin and play them on your NES. Game Genie, a lot of my unlicensed games. I love collecting the weird unlicensed games. Not really for value, but just because they're just so cool to track down. So yeah, these drawers go like crazy deep. Just to zoom out, that's just one drawer. Ugh. More Nintendo, and I also love collecting Funko Land sleeves. So I got tons and tons and tons of Funko Land sleeves. Probably 20% of my collection is in Funko Land sleeves. Yep, like right in the front. There's one right there. And down here I got my Super Nintendo and N64 stuff, Super Game Boy, Yoshi's Island, Super Castlevania, UN Squadron, Donkey Kong Country, Fighting Force, Mario Kart, Resident Evil 2, Lego Racers. And this is my Genesis and Sega CD and 32X stuff, so my box stuff, 32X, some Game Gear stuff. Cap Attack. I really want to play that. It looks really fun. I just haven't had time for that. Wonder Boy, Vapor Trail, Streets of Rage 2, Shadow Dancer, Shinobi 3. And this is my Atari stuff, or just another small portion of it. I don't even think I can get this open all the way. But again, I love collecting all like the weirder, rare, uncommon Atari games. Track and Field, which had a special controller that I don't have. Yeah, these are all pretty unorganized, but I love Atari. Atari is such a weird, forgotten system. You know, it's where video gaming really all began, you know, 1977, which is when I was born, so that's pretty nuts. And got more stuff here. This is stuff for my Atari 800XL, 5200 for my Odyssey. Yep, there's the Spike game for my Vectrex. And television. Ugh, and yes, Gamecom games, because I do have a fully working Gamecom. Game Gear, my Famicom games, a lot of my cassette Commodore 64 games and programs. Neo Geo Pocket Color. This is neat. I found this old bumper sticker from the 90s from a radio station that used to be in Philly that no longer exists. Eagle 106 FM. They played really good music. Really good station. I don't have any two really great Famicom games. Wrecking Crew's moderately uncommon. Willow, slightly uncommon. I have B-Wings, but I can never find that. That's a really, really good Famicom game. I think that's actually in my Famicom, that's why I can't find that. These Power Joy carts that I'm still working on a very long review for. It's one of those multiplay plug-and-play consoles that has like thousands of games on it. More Sega CD stuff, and Intellivision Atlantis, DS SP. I got that for like $8, I think, which was an amazing deal. And an R-Zone. Believe this. Got this for $15 with the lens still intact. Don't have any games for it yet, but eventually I do want to get around to doing a review for that. I have a Merlin. Have you ever seen one of those? One of those weird little musical programmable little toys. Yeah, there's a manual for it. Forgot I had that. Ugh. Getting these drawers closed is half the battle sometimes. Yeah, this is a lot of my boxed NES stuff. I don't collect very much boxed NES. I only have like maybe 10 games. Gilligan's Island, Deathbots, Kid Cool, some random Game Boy games like Contra, TMNT 2, Back from the Sewers. Good games, though. Crystal Mines, Amagon, Ultima. A few uncommons, but nothing really aside from Crystal Mines and Deathbots. Nothing super rare. Deathbots is complete in box, so that's ridiculously rare. And then in here I also have more Atari 800 tape games. Sea Dragon, complete in box. Almost got that to fire up. There's something wrong with it, I think. But I just love how weird they are, that they're like cassettes. Really neat. Boxed Vectrex. Clean sweep. Some more boxed PC stuff. This is really neat. I want to do a review on. This is a Microvision. Which, if you don't know what a Microvision is, it is the very first cartridge-based handheld video game system. And this came out in 1980 or 79, so this was light years before like Tiger Electronics or anything. And it actually plays very simple cartridge games, but it is the first legitimate handheld cartridge-based system. And here, this is about at least 50% or more. Hope I can get this open. Yikes. Ugh. Well, as you can see, although one of them is deciding to jam and be a prick right now. There we go. Stupid things. These are all of my handhelds, or most of them. So believe me, when I say Happy Handhelds is coming, Happy Handhelds is coming. You know, from Game & Watch to Mortal Kombat, Power Rangers, Spy Hunter, Masters of the Universe, Rambo. I mean, I just had... Yep, that Spy Hunter's always going off. This thing drives me crazy. This weird Power Rangers lunch baggie, too. So bizarre I came across that, but really cool looking. Okay, you need to be quiet. Wanted to get its 15 seconds of fame. More controllers. Yeah, this is that Power Joy thing I was talking about earlier. Don't know if I can get this out of here. But it's, as you can see, it looks kind of like an N64 controller. And you put the carts in and it plays a whole bunch of Famicom games. Which actually makes it really cool, because this is basically a Famicom system. You can put straight up Famicom carts in there and you don't need a special TV or anything. So these are all my controllers. I got miscellaneous Rob parts in here. These weird Bishu zipper controllers that I found, which are very rare. Game Boy Color, I have practically every incarnation of Game Boy ever made. Come on. And oh yeah, this is funny. Weird Books, How to Win at Nintendo Games, number 3. Should have been reading that 20 years ago. Pong clone system. Can't really see at all. These are all my adapters and cables and stuff like that. Yikes. That was very loud. And then in here, I got even more comics. I have a whole giant box of comics and more interesting coloring books and things like that. Like, this is cool. This is a Q*bert and his friends coloring book, which is really neat. And Centurion's comics. I collect a lot of toy-based comic lines. Superpowers, X Factor, and then still even more board games. Mr. T, Wrestling Superstars. Really? Lie Detector, Free Parking, Big Bolt, Pac-Man, tons of Domino Rally, Mousetrap, E.T., Captain America and the Falcon. Yeah, I got tons and tons and tons of board games. Oh yeah, the Pee Wee Herman Color Forms playset, Dukes of Hazzard board game. Alright, now let's move over here. This is not going to be a short video. Got my high fidelity light switch plate. These original Thundercats cell art framed. These are from like a bedroom set that a kid would have had, you know, growing up in the 80s. You can tell by the vintage yellow frame. So these are not just like a reprint somebody did. These are actually from like a bedroom set, which is really cool. My complete Virtual Boy. Got a Luigi Bank and Bowser here that I just did a review on, the Nintendo toy. My Nintendo and the Nintendo cart that it sits on. Some of my RoboForce figures, more games. This extremely rare Tiger Video Games. It's a ladder game that would have had a timer, and you have a Mario and you would have a Luigi. They're unbelievably hard to find. And what they would do, it won't do it, but the Mario would like fall down the ladder, and you would race them to see who would make it to the bottom first. And I got Rob here. He works, but not too well. I have this really awesome Legend of Zelda trash can that I actually got for free in a trade, so can't beat that. I mean, this thing is just epically cool. So awesome. One of my favorite things that I own, just in general. And just recently I found this weird thing. Game Boy Bubble Bath, Donkey Kong Bath Game. From 1995. And it says down here, caution, avoid eye area. Prolonged exposure may cause irritation to skin and urinary tract. Discontinue use if rash, itching, or redness occurs. Consult a physician if irritation persists. Yeah, Nintendo did enough research to find out that it can damage your urinary tract. I found this old comic poster or movie poster. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a comic series. 6 from Sirius 2. Don't know too much about that, but it just looks really cool, so I got that framed. Up here you can see I got a ton of lunch boxes from DuckTales, another one of those superhero signs, Robin Road, She-Ra, Rainbow Bright, Captain Power, GoBots, Super Mario Brothers 2, Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Muppets, Ewoks, Pee-wee, Laser Tag, Alf, Mork and Mindy, 101 Dalmatians, Garfield, Secret of Nim, and Knight Rider. That's pretty much all my lunch boxes. Have this awesome Batman Superpowers clock that I use and works great. A New Adventures of He-Man Power Sword, which lights up and makes different effects and noises. This is all my DC Superpowers stuff. I'm a huge fan of DC Superpowers. One of the first toy lines I played with as a kid, so this is a complete Hall of Justice. I have almost every figure except for 2 or 3, like Cyborg and stuff like that, which are really expensive. Penguin Mego. This really, really weird Wonder Woman Pez dispenser, which I think is from like the 70s or something. Like, I wonder if this is wartime related. Really cool. Haven't been able to find too much on that. Captain Crunch. This is from a toy line called Sweet Secrets. They're little transforming charms toys that were made primarily for girls. More cereal toys. I'll try to show this here. Superpowers belt buckle. Batman and Superman. These are like 2-foot tall figures. This back here is a Superpowers carrying case, which I can't move, unfortunately. The Justice Jogger here for the Superpowers, hard to find. Superman's plane, which why on earth he needs a plane, nobody knows. This is a Z-Bot with the California Raisins. And you have most of my action figures here. These two guys here are Micronauts. You got the Thundercats with their weapons. Captain Power. These guys are from Bionic 6, Biker Mice from Mars, Supernaturals, Karate Commandos, Power Lords, Centaurions, Sectars, Visionaries. Pretty much you name it, I've got it. The little Captain Crunch toys. More Robo Force. These little mini wrestling guys that the name escapes me of. That's another hard line to find. My Guts toys. This is really awesome. I got at a convention last year. This is from the Namco Cyber Station, which was an arcade in upstate New York that closed down in the mid to late 80s. And they also produce a lot of Namco merchandise. So having a piece of that's really owning a piece of gaming history right there. I got this neat little Batman LCD watch. I have a Legend of Zelda one too, which I didn't show. I don't know where I put that at the moment. Glowworms. More Sectars. He's riding Spyrax there. Bucky O'Hare. Fisher-Price Magic Set. All my different cards. Barnum and Bailey Circus Toys. Really weird boxing E.T. that I found. He's like a little boxer that you can move his arms back and forth. Jurassic Park wallet. Some more Corgi Jr. stuff. The Charlie's Angels van. Rubik's Cube, Beetlejuice, Fast Ones. More Biker Mice from Mars. Silverhawks. Slinky, Super Friends, Tales from the Crypt, Viewmaster. G.I. Joe. Sub-Zero. Mortal Kombat action figure. This, I can't remember the name of the line. It's gonna drive me nuts. Magic 8 Ball. This is a lot of my mask stuff down here. The Firecracker. Rhino. Volcano. Love Mask, one of my favorite toy lines. And moving along here. I got a Boglin. They're unbelievably hard to find. And a really cool Boglin stamper. Some Mad Balls, Hornhead, and Crackhead, even though they renamed Crackhead because people got insulted because they thought that it was demeaning to drug addicts, which is ridiculous. All my Monster in my pockets, which I just got a whole bunch more, so my collection really got bigger. The Spitballs. I think this is a Chuck E. Cheese figurine back here. And I got a complete 1983 Voltron, Gizmo. This is the Metal Vehicle Force Voltron, the Galoob Inspector Gadget, box of C-3POs, a box of Nintendo Cereal System cereal. Has the prize inside, no cereal, but I actually ate that when I was a kid. I begged my parents to get that. I had the Donkey Kong cereal and Nintendo cereal, so I was a nerd even when I was a little kid. My original Shockwave that I've had ever since I was a kid, he still works. No means no. No means no. Mr. T, I pity the fool that don't be eating no Nintendo cereal. It's good for you, build strong bones. And a Cinnamon Toast Crunch singing bank that I'm in the works of getting repaired. My Atari 2600, of course, which I play all the time. Pac-Man doll with the little Pac-Man sticker in his mouth. My Super Nintendo. More minifigurines, Smurfs. I just knocked these guys over by accident. Chipmunks. Kool-Aid Man. Spike, Donkey Kong, Q*bert, Pac-Man, the Wind-Up Pac-Man, Tails, Earthworm Jim, my Genesis of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, my N64 with a big cable in the way, my Intellivision, and there's my Famicom with B-52 in it, just like I thought it was. My original Dreamcast, which is one of the only two systems I've had since I was a kid, and my Odyssey 2 with some Pokemon on it. And these are only, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 systems that I have just in my bedroom. I have 12 more, at least. Those are just the ones that are hooked up out in my living room. And this is all my He-Man stuff. Castle Grayskull with the Point Dread complete, Man-at-Arms, guarding the tower. And let's go inside Castle Grayskull here. And what the fuck? Somebody's doing drugs in there. We got Fisto on the Samurai. And I can't remember that. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts, from She-Ra, that weird little owl thing. I'm sure someone in the comments can let me know, but it just escapes me. And that He-Man radio works. His eyes light up, I believe. All my different He-Man stuff. I'm a huge He-Man fan. Stratos, Orko, Rock-On? I can't remember the rock guy's name to save my life at this point. Mossman back there, Modulok, Terraclaws, Skeletor, Thunder Punch He-Man, She-Ra. Oh, Man-at-Arms is in the Talon up there. And I have these really cool He-Man erasers. Got Man-at-Arms, Ram Man. And it's really super awesome. Darn it. Hard to record like this. Masters of the Universe Hot Wheels car. Which, how cool is that? The hood opens up too. If that doesn't scream 80s, I don't know what does. And you got Triclops, Trapjaw, Skeletor and Panther, Snake Mountain, Evelyn, Beastman, Too Bad Merman, a Beastman Eraser, Skeletor Eraser, Triclops. And I have both of the birds too, Zoar and Screech. Just don't have their perches. But Snake Mountain's working and pretty much complete. And I have Pee-wee's Playhouse, where you have Sketchy and oh boy, Conky, I think his name is. I'm tired, it's been a long day at work. Pee-wee with his little helmet here, Curtis, and King of Cartoons back there with Cherry. And I have the big Pee-wee and Cherry here. The band and Jambi in the background. Mecca Lecca Hi, Mecca Hiney Ho. Globey. Globey's cool. I always liked how Globey looks. Looks like he's on acid or something. And then I got Michelangelo here. He's hanging from a turtle parachute, which I hope does not fall down. It's holding up there by a thread. I thought this was the turtle blimp when I found it because of the material, but just the parachute. Really cool though. And then over here I have the Sky Commanders playset, which I want to do a review on, but this thing is just so enormous to set up, I don't even know how I could possibly do that. Two Computer Warriors sealed in box. A bunch of Mr. T Puffy stickers, which how freaking awesome are these? So cool. And my Batman and Superheroes Puffy stickers. Food Fighters with their egg carton commando crate. Voltron vehicle with Grover driving. Another Voltron, which this guy, move these stickers out of the way here. This is from the Panache Palace series. My Brave Star figures. This is the Thundercats. Oh, I can't remember the name of this. Warbash? I don't remember the name of this tank. It's going to drive me crazy. Yeah, got a Micro Machines gas tank city there. Oh, I don't know if you can see this or not. That's pretty neat. I got a Hulk Hogan's rock and wrestling kite. This is all my Ghostbusters stuff. I just have them kind of thrown in there because I don't really have the room. Tons and tons of Ghostbusters stuff. The Ecto Bomber, more Voltron, Ghostbusters haunted beetle back there, and the firehouse with Slimer and the ghosts coming out. The Ecto 1, all the Ghostbusters with their proton packs firing away at Stay Puft. More Mask, Snake Oil tanker. And then over here, got some Get Along Gang stuff. Secret Wars radio, Smurfs bicycle license plate. Now, this is cool, an autographed Thundercats wallet signed by Larry Kenney, the voice of Lion-O. These Mangled Skateboarder toys. I don't remember the name of these off the top of my head, but I remember these when I was in middle school. Thought they were really neat. Still more mask stuff. Tons and tons of masks. My Rock Lords. Transformers voice modulator. Converters. All my GoBots with Puzzlor. And the GoBot Command Center. I have about probably 20 to 30 of those. Way in the back there, that gold thing you can barely see, that's an old 50s Dick Tracy wrist communicator, which I'm missing half of. Still neat to see. These are all my muscle guys with the wrestling ring. Shirt Tails and Muppet Babies. This is the Bridge Hog, I believe. It has a motorized bridge so it can go over top of all different... Alright. My 99% complete turtle van. Just missing the bombs and the satellite that goes on the front here. My battle beasts with their weapons. With the deer stalker and the ram horn. And then I've also got my muscle figures over here. They're in the ring. Looks like they all just passed out from a night of drinking. And this, I believe, is called the Boss Hog. It's a little battery-powered truck that this part here, like, crosses over bridges and gaps. Really neat toy. Kind of reminds me of the Animal, which I don't have. Some Muppet Babies toys. Shirt Tails, if you guys remember them. Got a couple die-cast cars. Of course, the Army Ants I did a review on. They're really awesome. And more TMNT stuff, some Snoopy die-cast cars, Krang, a lot of miscellaneous Ninja Turtles stuff, some weird Ninja Turtles nunchucks that I actually need to repair. Exo Squad guy in the back, TMNT party favors. Let's see, another Exo Squad guy back there. Oh, this is cool. Big Power Rangers button from the early 90s. TMNT. Name badge. A Raphael Nightlight, which still works. Geronimo. A TMNT camera, which is really cool. And moving right along. I got some Starcom stuff back here. Now, this is really neat and really rare to find stuff. This is all wind-up motorized figures, and they were operated by magnets, which is really cool. A bunch of Buddy L 80s cars with the cool decals. They're really neat, the die-cast stuff. All my Mighty Max stuff is back here. Love Mighty Max. Some boxed X-Men and the Shadow. I've also got well, I'm not going to be able to get him out, but it's a Superpowers Flash. That's the Toy Biz version, sealed. A couple of Shadow stuff. All my Corgi Juniors, like the Batcopter, the Incredible Hulk, the Marvel. So this is the Marvel and Hot Wheels combined line, so I am like gaga over this stuff. It's just very, very cool to collect. X-Men figures from the late 90s LJN and Toy Biz X-Men line. Secret Wars. That's most of my Secret Wars stuff. Robotech. Got the guy on the figure. More Exo Squad stuff. This really awesome Voltron pencil case. Oh my god, just how cool is that? One of my favorite things in my collection, although it's small. The water pistols I did a review on, with the Warrior and Eep Hercules. These things are really neat. More Secret Wars stuff, Incredible Hulk, Exo Squad. Down here, I mainly got a lot of my big wrestlers. Got Hot Rod. Ugh. I have very limited space, so a lot of my stuff is just kind of jammed in here. Junkyard Dog, Hercules, he's really hard to find. Jimmy Hart, got my thumb wrestlers, my Ghostbusters stuff. Oh, there goes one of the thumb wrestlers. Got this cool Slimer watch in the box. It's pretty neat. And I got the Proton Pack. All I need for that is the yellow foam. That thing's 100% complete with the PKE meter. I have the... This is going to make a mess in a second. I have my Ghost Popper with the little poppers that shoot out of it eventually. Ghostbusters water pistol in the back. The Ecto goggles, which you can't really see very much. They came as a kit with the popper. Extremely rare and very, very expensive. Let me see if I can get this out of here. This is part of the Kenner play set. Ooh boy, here we go. What a mess. Have to clean that all up later. But this is the Ghost Trap. And it glows in the dark. And what you would do is you would take like the little ghosts, like from the Play series, put them on there. And I don't know if that's going to open or not because I have the cable all kind of discombobulated. But anyway, let me see if I can do it manually. Should be able to. Darn it, it's not going to work at the moment, but I don't know if I can get it open just by, like, lifting it like that. Yeah, there we go. Really? Okay. So, yeah, that's what it does. It opens up, and then the ghost would fall in, and you push on the pedal, and it's a real working little ghost trap. And these things go for, like, 100 to 150 bucks online. They're super collectible. I got a boxed ghost zapper back there. Really, really love anything out of the Kenner Ghostbusters line. As you can see, oh my goodness, what a mess. This Ghostbusters water pistol is killing me right now. Come on, buddy, you're like destroying my setup. Have a Verbot, which is one of those other Omnibot type robots I showed earlier. Got all my A-Team figures, Hannibal, Face, which are getting crushed to death right now by the wrestlers, Mr. T. These wrestlers are so obnoxiously big. Like, I love collecting them, but I mean, like, really, look at the size of these things. They're like the size of half my arm. They're enormous. Oh my god, you cannot be serious right now. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to be, like, so animated, but this is just causing an unbelievable amount of chaos as I'm trying to show you everything here, and it's like everything just decided to lose its mind all of a sudden. So please stop doing that. There we go. Have a Doom Roller here, also from Secret Wars. That's totally functional. Move the Ecto Popper out of the way. Holy shit, there's so many friggin' wrestlers, it's ridiculous. Let's see. There's all my A-Team stuff. This is all my Street Fighter stuff. Got Ken, E-Honda, Guile, M. Bison is in there, Blanca, and then this is the Bison Baja thing. I don't remember the name of it at the moment. I got some of these really cool picture and sticker books. And what these were, you'd order them from your school, and they would have, like, stickers inside. But, of course, see, they'd be right there. But, like, other kids ripped them out and used them already. But they're really cool. I used to order these all the time when I was in grade school. Awesome. Awesome little books. Here we go. This is my Karate Commando stuff with the Karate Corvette, or whatever the hell its stupid thing's called. I absolutely despise that line. That's like one of the stupidest toy lines ever made in history. This is something recent that I showed you guys that I just got. This was the Madballs roller cycle, and these things are crazy hard to find. Missing Dustbrain's body. I had his head already before, but I got Wolf's Bite or Wolf's Breath, I don't remember, and Skullface, and they're head popping. Madballs, and they're like their heads will pop off, and they have bodies, and like they are insanely rare to find. The figures go for anywhere from like $40 to $70 a piece. The bike complete, which I do have to say, sadly, this is missing a basketball net that would hook in the back here. But still, I mean, it's like crazy hard to find this thing to begin with. Goes for about $200 just for the bike. So that was a crazy find that I found for $10. And moving right along. This is my Ghostbusters stuff. And you see I got the Ecto Bomber, the Haunted Hopper, or whatever the hell that thing's called. My Ghostbuster Firehouse, with Slimer and other different ghosts coming out the front. The Ecto 1A, and all the guys here with their proton packs firing away at Stay Puft and other ghosts in front. More mask stuff. This is the Snake Oil Bomber. Voltron stuff, the Skull Tank. Pretty complete, but missing the top lid. Micro Machines, gas tank, mini city that opens up for the Micro Machines. And you can see all my Ghostbusters guys in there. I have tons and tons and tons of Ghostbusters, but just like nowhere else to put them. 2 sealed Computer Warriors. They're a really obscure line that are really neat. Gonna do a review on those eventually. The Rogun gun that I did, that's kind of like a knockoff GoBots, really large toy. A bunch of Puffy stickers, which I just had a second ago. Hang on a second. Ugh. And I got a bunch of Mr. T Puffy stickers. These are mainly just from the Mr. T show, not even with A-Team. So if you ever watch the Mr. T cartoon... And Superman's being a hater right now, because I got 2 packs of these, and he wants to get in the way. Yeah, there we go. All the Mr. T Puffy stickers, they're awesome as hell. A Panache Palace Voltron. He's complete. I'm only missing... What am I missing here? 3 canopies. But other than that, he's 100% complete with his sword. Sky Commander's Fortress with the plane, and about 5 figures. I'd like to do a review on that, but that would be a nightmare to set up because of all the cords and cables. A Biker Mice from Mars. Little LCD animated coin bank, which is really neat. All my Brave Star figures, my Food Fighter guys with Private Pizza, the Ice Cream Guy, and like Sergeant Taco or whatever, and their egg carton mobile. More Thundercat stuff with a ground pound tank. And these were like the Super Thundercats guys, which I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is also really rare. Well, not this. This was something I made when I was a kid. Me and my dad made this. This is a B-Wing Star Wars model kit that me and my dad put together, which has survived all this time. And this is really rare. You never ever see these. Like, I never even see them online. This is a Thundercats walker. And you put a figure in there, and you push this little trigger, and it walks. And that's pretty darn rare. That's like a really rare piece for the whole Thundercats line. Up here, like I showed you guys before, my He-Man stuff, all my He-Man stuff, and then I have my Pee Wee Herman stuff, which I have the Pee Wee Herman playset with Cowboy Curtis, King of Cartoons, and Conky in the back, Globy, Sketchy. Pee Wee's even got his helmet, which is like really hard to find. Scooter, totally complete. All the furniture, Cherry. The Talking Pee Wee with Cherry, the Puppetland band with Jambi in the background, Then I have some more of my dolls up here. The Beetlejuice with the spinning head. The Steve Urkel. And this is really cool. I just got this pretty recently. This is the Ninja Turtles. It's a parachute that opens up. And I thought it was part of the turtle blimp at first because of the plastic and the crinkly plastic. But it's just the turtle chute, but still really cool. So, of course, we have none other than Michelangelo dive bombing and the turtle chute. Little get-along gang, like, clingy thing. His, like, arms open and close, and he holds on to stuff. Secret Wars Tower of Doom. Picked that up for only $3. That's 99% complete. All of the McDonald's Tiny Toon Adventures toys, which I love that cartoon. It was absolutely awesome. Nintendo Power Suitcase, which is really cool. Very interesting to have in my collection. Hit sticks, if you remember hit sticks, these were like drumsticks that you could like just drum in the air and the noise would come out of the speaker, and they're really cool. They made a whole bunch of instruments, and I love the colors. I got a Goldar bank. I have this transforming robot toy that spins around that I got at the Berlin Farmers Market, and I'm pretty sure it's the same one I had as a kid because like nobody else owned these, and being right near my house, I'm pretty sure that's the same one I played with, as well as this Diaclone Top Spin, which Diaclone was the Transformers before Takara took them over and Hasbro started making them in America. So both of these are my actual toys that I've bought back. This really cool wrestling album where all the wrestlers of the 80s and 90s are singing, and I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it sounds really, really horrible. Mean Gene and Vince saying, like, I don't think this is a very good idea, Vince. I don't think that Hillbilly Jim and Mr. Fuji should all be singing together. A Super Soaker 100. I actually just recently got that. Really awesome to find that. And these are unbelievable. I found original 90s Bret the Hitman Hart sweatbands. So, like, wow, that is so freaking cool. Only $2. Early 90s McDonald's, the Chicken McNugget Gang, if you remember them. McDonald's Rescue Ranger toys with Gadget and Chip and Dale. And, I don't remember that guy's name. But he was always like Gaga over cheese. I'm sure I'll remember it later. And this is really neat because this is one of those things that I've never really seen anywhere before. And it's a, if you remember the TV show Square One, it's a Square One TV ruler. Like, I didn't even know they made any merchandise from the show, so that must have been like direct from like PBS, which is really neat. And over here I have all my other figures and stuff, my Transformers walkie-talkies, my McDonald's Fry Guys with some of their hats and accessories, Rocky and Bullwinkle cereal toys, Alf, Raggedy Ann and Andy, some of my Garfield stuff, an Ohio Art Michael Jordan basketball hoop that I've had since I was a kid that I got from being a member in the Etch-a-Sketch Club, a Garfield lunchbox that I had when I was in grade school, the Beavis and Butthead Experience from the movie, the soundtrack and CD, which is really awesome, a kit model, some Tailspin and DuckTales toys, my Marvel 7-Eleven and DC collector's cups, a laser tag little detector thing you put on your chest. I don't know what the heck to call it. I have the whole set, but I just don't have it displayed. Also have this weird Schlitz beer display, which is kind of neat. It's like 3D. That doesn't make any sense there, but whatever. These are all my little minifigures. I got Alf, Scrooge McDuck, The Changeables, Richard Scarry's Busy Town, Fraggles, Snorks, Yogi Bear, Noid, Roger Rabbit, Popeye, Scrooge McDuck, Get Along Gang, Darkwing Duck, Fievel, E.T., more Roger Rabbit, The Muppets, The Simpsons, the Bernstein Bears, Mayor McCheese or whatever, Rainbow Bright, American Gladiators. This really neat light up Thundercats zapper, which unfortunately doesn't work. I'd love to replace the zapper for that. And I have another one that doesn't work either, but they're really cool. This is a Flash Gordon one. I forgot to show that. Let's see, some of my albums: Pink Floyd, Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon, another Rush Reflective Mirror, program from one of the first wrestling shows I went to back in the 90s with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and this really cool jacket I bought at a Goodwill in my town. That's a Pink Floyd, The Wall, and this is hand-painted. Somebody hand-painted the hammers from the wall on here, and it's denim. So this is like straight out of the 70s. Like there's somebody's like, you know, whoever painted it, that's their name. And so this is like somebody probably went to go see The Wall live and like wore that jacket, and I just love it. It's so cool and vintage. I got this Atlanta Comic-Con 1980 button. Some buttons from when Michael Jackson passed away. The Vern, hey Vern, button. Red Sonja, Shredder. I'm Thumb Buddy. The Dukakis and Benson button. I don't know where the heck I got that. Bon Jovi, McGruff the Crime Dog. An American Airlines pin. And these are all the Hard Rocks that I've been to around the country. Missing my Niagara Falls one there. And some old 80s rock pins. Def Leppard, AC/DC, Judas Priest. I think that says the... What does that say? Oh, it's Motley Crue. I know I have a Police one on here somewhere. Yeah, there's the one for the Police. Couldn't remember. They're kind of blurry. And then I got a little Street Shark figurine. One of these Garfield wisecracks out of the box where you push down on him and he grins. Very goofy. I never met a lasagna I didn't like. The Chronicles of Narnia complete box set, which this is really neat because I love the artwork on this thing. It's really cool. This is from the 70s. And just really, really neat looking. Haven't read it, but really cool. Old Jerky Boys 2 cassette. I have the first one somewhere. I don't know where. Oh yeah, this is neat too. I forgot I had this. This is a DuckTales, I think a Burger King or McDonald's toy. And it's a little magnifying glass. You don't see DuckTales toys too much. That's pretty cool. And this is my clock radio from when I was a kid. I found this at a thrift store again, and I recognized it because of the burn marks here. I burned that, so I used to smoke. Melted that on there, and it's cracked, like in the same spot. And the tape player still works. I still have my same Black Sabbath Master of Reality tape that I still listen to in here. It's an awesome album. Really cool Darth Vader reflective mirror. Thing is really awesome. I got the Doors. It's the Pink Floyd Umaguma back poster. And then I got some G.I. Joe stuff. Some nice planes up there. And, ooh, how kinky. Then I have my bed. It's got my Battlestar Galactica sheets on here, which are awesome. I'd really like to get some Transformers or Super Mario 3 battle sheets on here. And got a couple of my favorite stuffed animals. The Noid, Q*bert, and we got Spot, the 7-Up mascot. Gotta be cool, drink 7-Up! And my Power Rangers pillows that I found at a thrift store, which are absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at you know, some of my stuff here in my room, my collection. And once I hit the 400 subscriber mark, I will do a video with some of my collector's glasses and some of the interesting stuff that I have in my kitchen and living room. So till then, see you guys at 400 subscribers.
Hey guys, if you like the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook or Twitter thing, follow me at #KingerRetro. See you next time.